It is time for the DraftKings Sportsbook predictions because you know we can't leave without getting you your picks. So for that, we welcome in ESPN's betting expert, Ian Parker. Hello, Ian. How you doing?
Hey, guys. I'm good. Got a great card ahead of us for Saturday, so I'm pumped.
Absolutely. Okay, well, let's start things off with the rematch between Zhang Weili and Joanna Jedrzejczyk. Ian, do you think the fight is going to be won by unanimous decision?
Oh, that's a real tough one here. You know, both Dean and Anthony spoke about how we're going from 5 rounds to 3 rounds. You know, the only difference, I think, between the fight from then to now is Zhang Weili's improvement with her wrestling. Last time, we just saw a ton of strikes being thrown back and forth. If she can establish the wrestling, then yes, maybe if she's the winner, that would be the case. But I still see a split decision happening amongst these two fighters. And for me, I'm even going to go ahead and say I like Zhang Weili in this fight because of her wrestling.
No, I disagree with you, Ian. I think Joanna is going to make the bigger adjustments. I think even though she's been off for a while, I think that she's going to be able to figure her out, and I think that she's going to win in a unanimous decision.
You know, and I think I do agree with Ian. I think that Weili's going to win a decision. I do agree that the wrestling and the pocket part of the fight, I think the in-tight fight, I think that's where she wins. I think Joanna is going to win anything that happens at distance, and I think Weili's going to have to force that. I think training with Henry Cejudo and all those guys at that gym, I think that her wrestling, the clinch, and that part of the game is going to be the difference.
Okay, well, let's talk co-main event now featuring Valentina Shevchenko versus Taila Santos. Ian, you think the fight will end in the first 60 seconds of round 1?
Well, I would never say this to Valentina's face, but no, that's not going to happen. She actually hasn't won in round 1 since 2013. But however, I do see a very dominant performance by her. As much as Santos has been impressive in her last 4 fights, the only finish we've seen out of her was over JoJo Wood, and she's going against someone, Valentina, who just has no holes in her game. And the scariest part, she keeps getting better and better. So I think this fight possibly goes into the 3rd round, and I like Valentina to win this fight.
I got to agree with you there. You know, Valentina is not a quick finisher. She's a surgical, precision-type fighter. She's gonna pick her apart. She's going to eventually get what she needs, and then it's going to be kind of one-sided as the fight goes on. But I think this fight goes to a distance, but Valentina just dominates.
Yeah, you know, I think I agree with Ian. If you go back and you look at the highlight reel of Valentina Shevchenko, there's not a bunch of big explosive moments. It's a lot of just picking people apart very slowly over a long period of time and just really taking people out of the fight.
Okay, well, no one is betting against Shevchenko, though. We've made that very clear
Absolutely
here.
not.
Ian, now for the main event, Glover Teixeira versus Jiri Prochazka. Do you think this fight is going to go the distance?
No, this fight's not even going to the 3rd round, I don't think. You're looking at Jiri Prochazka, who is absolutely, I'm pretty adamant about that one. Prochazka's either going to get the knockout or Glover, I think, based on his last few fights, going to get this fight to the ground and sub him. And you know what? I'm going to go with the ageless wonder here. I'm going with Glover Teixeira here. I think Anthony said earlier in the show, Jiri Prochazka, he throws a lot of looping punches, but he leaves himself exposed. And Glover, who is compact, he's got really good hooks when he's inside. He's got a lot of power, and he can disrupt that. We saw Jiri get hit a lot in his last 2 fights. And if this fight goes to the floor, and Glover's been really focusing on that grappling game, that's where the biggest disparity in this fight is. So I'm going to go with Glover Teixeira by submission and under 2.5 rounds.
Ian, I got to tell you, brother, I'm surprised, but I'm proud of you. You finally got one right. You got it right. Glover, I'm going with Glover in 2. I think for the same exact reasons. I think that he matches up well. I think that he's a throwback of a fighter. He's not going to make any crazy, stupid mistakes. He's going to get this fight to the ground, and he's going to submit Jiri Prochazka.
Dean, I really thought that you and I were going to have to sit here and just destroy Ian and tell him exactly how wrong he was. I'm also shocked as well. I agree. I think that Glover he's so fundamental. And he's been fighting so smart, and he really slows the game down to his pace. I think that this moment is different for Jiri. I think that Glover's been here a couple times now. He's been in some big moments and fallen a little bit short. And recently, I think that his recent track record of fighting guys that are knockout artists in Thiago Santos and Jan Blachowicz and being able to get in there, stay safe, get a takedown, and get a finish. I don't see Saturday night going any different.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.